tons of upcoming,
Change the sound on this.
tons of upcoming training. If you look on the back of this. So, any new adults that have the least little bit of interest in scouts, push them into those training classes, especially University of Scouting. That's a nice day. You can spend a couple hours there all day. Get all your questions answered, get all beefed up on it. So lots of training. So please promote that. Ready to go?
Yep.
Okay. If you would stand and we'll pray the opening prayer.
I'd be happy to. Scott is reverent. Dear Lord, we are very thankful for the many blessings that you have given us. We ask for a special blessing for medical workers, first responders, and military men and women defending this country. Please keep them and their families in the palm of your hands. And as Scouts and Cub Scouts plan for 2023, help us to remember the biggest word in scouting is outing. In the Lord's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Let's see. Flag is back here. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Scout salute. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
two. All right, we have the scout oath. On my honor, I will
Do my best to do my duty to God and my country, to obey the scout law, to help other people at all times, keeping myself physically strong, and ready to wait.
Scout is
Trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent.
right, and the outdoor code. As an American, I will do my best to be clean, careful, considerate, honoring. I gotta memorize that one too. Thank you. I need to memorize it. All right, very good, very good. Have a seat. Have a seat, everybody. There's pizza back there, so pizza. Feel free to go grab some pizza anytime during the meeting. Let's see, we got any first time attendees? Please stand up, sir.
Yes, how's it going? My name is Joe Madison. I'm the 376 Cub Master. Kind of did a little bit of how do I say it, like over the last year, 14 months ago, I had never done any scouting before my son joining in. So I don't have the experience of, hey, when I was a little one had done this work. Nope, just saw some kids in grade school. So son wanted to do it. We did a little bit, then COVID happened. It kind of, the one at, oh my gosh, this school, St. Pius kind of dissolved, it fell apart. And then we just rejoined. One day he's like, I want to get back into it. So I just did the online sign up, click, and off we went. And here we are now. The previous Cub Master, Darren and his wife Rachel, they have moved on because their daughter Abby, she crossed over like a year or two ago plus. They moved down to North Carolina. So coming up to Gate 1 Little Creek, it's a bit of a weird triangle of driving. So I was like, sure. So we've gone from 3 scouts. We're in the last 6-8 months, and now we're up to 14. So with like 300 den leaders and all that stuff. And part of those den leaders is my wife and her twin sister who lives in the neighborhood with us. So we are in the real world, we are a military family. I'm Captain SWO working over Fleet Forces. My wife is also a captain. She's a physician in the Navy, and her twin sister just retired as a SIGINT Marine Corps.
Wow.
Colonel, so
Go Navy.
Yeah. Thank you for your service. Thank you for.
My math, that's a 19.
Oh, 17, sorry. Any other first time attendees?
I'll give myself the first time.
Okay, sure, go ahead.
So I just wanted to stop by and see how Bayside was doing. My name's Tom Callahan. I'm the council membership chair. I'm glad we went from 3 to 14, and then
I got the lab.
I look forward to speaking with you. And so what we're looking to do is certainly grow membership throughout scouting, grow units throughout districts. and then also have fun. I know the programs are out there, so having, these real life experiences of why did your son find a unit and why did it grow from 3 to 14 are the kinds of things that we need to do, that we can electronically, whatever the heck they do in school these days. The youngest doesn't get any more. It's all electrons. So whatever they're doing in schools, that's nice, but really it's friend power that does it. So I look forward to getting together with my group. I'm going to meet with them next week for our first meeting and look to get the programs up and going for membership.
Great. Welcome. All right, very good. Anybody else? No? Okay. Next slide here. What do we got going on? We got some pizza back there. Feel free to eat some pizza. Okay. Tonight's areas of emphasis. We got a few more rechartering hanging out there, Ralph, right? Just a few. Just a few. All right. Hot topics, friendly, courteous, and kind. I love this. You're gonna love the handout. They basically say, be nice to other scout leaders. It's like, thought we all were. Okay, safety moment is winter sports. Yeah, watch the hypothermia.
Oh, the camera on you.
Okay. Be better off on you. You look better. Okay, we got the University of Scouting coming up. That's a big event, And we got the Camporee. Jeff's gonna talk about that in a moment. We got the Cub Scout breakout is the Pinewood Derby. They got some good suggestions there for tuning up your Pinewood Derby. And then Scouts breakout is special needs and disability. Always a hot topic. So moving on here. So the knapsack's got a ton of stuff. Everybody getting the knapsack? Yep. Okay,
Yes.
good. All right. IT support, our buddy, our very own George Dahl, right? So if you got that pesky problem where you got 2 scout accounts and you can't get into either of them, call George. Okay. He is retired. He is a volunteer, so be nice to him. My wife on this cruise in May, I'm telling you, the IT guy on the boat had the worst job. That guy should have got hazard pay, man. I'm telling you, people came down there, he's in that little IT room in the boat with the library. People came down there and just screamed at him because Carnival let's see, it was Norwegian Cruise Lines. They charged $39 a day for high-speed IT for Wi-Fi, and you can't, you basically couldn't do it from your room, even though they said you could do it from your room. So they're going down to this poor IT guy and beating him up. Don't do that here, okay? That guy should have been getting hazard pay. I'm telling you, it's like a combat zone in there. And Ralph said he recommends this Genius Scan if you're converting some just plain old pages into PDF. That's one way to do it, or you can do it with your Apple phone sometimes. Okay, next one. Hot topic, friendly, courteous, and kind. I think we all just kind of take this for granted, but the whole thing is on social media now. Everybody's hi, come on in. God, there's pizza back there too if you want. And when you want to sign in, yeah. Everybody's beating each other up on social media. I guess everybody thinks that's okay, that you're remote and you can say horrible, awful things to each other. So please don't do that, especially in those when we're talking scouts, right? I love this line. It says, scouts and scout leaders should look for opportunities to be friendly, courteous, and kind to one another. Yeah, I think we're just all doing that all day long, trying to, right? Okay.
Sometimes we get lost in the.
Yeah, I know. Everybody's got tough commutes and lots of stuff going on.
Hey, Mick.
Yes.
A story with that. My son works with a company that works with contractors. And an HR expert came in to give a motivational speech. And his motivational speech was the scout law and the scout oath.
You guys paid extra for that?
My son knew it.
Yeah.
So that's well, but
That's how you
you
know.
know how powerful that is.
Yeah, that's good. Huh. This is an outside consultant, huh?
Yeah.
He's stealing our stuff.
You know what? He's sharing the wealth.
Okay, did he attribute where he got it from?
I know.
All right, let's see, next slide here, Ralph. Okay, Smart 911. The city of Virginia Beach really recommends this. So you put the app on your phone and then it's got all those extra stuff that when you call 911, it brings it right up. 911 can see it. So they know if you've got allergies, they know who's in the house, if you got pets or something. So it's really pretty good. And it's free. So that's what the city's recommended. So all of us city employees I've got on to that, so.
It also, if, let's say you're calling, it gives the responders your GPS location, so they know exactly where to send help.
Right, because otherwise they just know. You just, you know.
We're somewhere in this area.
Right, yeah,
Actually, it's worse than that. They go to your registered home address
right,
when you're at work.
right.
Or if you're been originally from a different area code, you don't even 911 to Virginia Beach, and
Yep.
it goes to whatever area code your phone's set for.
Yep. Yeah, it's pretty handy. Because, you know, a lot of times when people call, there's an accident, you call 911, they're like, where are you? And I'm like, I don't know. And I have to coach you through it. What do you see? What do you see out there? Oh, I see a water tower. Yeah.
Or just Virginia Beach.
A lot of municipalities are trying to pick it up.
Yep.
Not everyone has it yet, but it at least direct you to the closest 911 for wherever you're calling from.
Good stuff. Okay, next slide here. Okay, Jeff, this is more your moment.
All right, we're doing great now getting Camporee together. We're gonna have a meeting on the 17th of this month over at the scout office. Right now, I've got a couple of people out recruiting staff, it's like crazy. And one thing we're gonna do at this Camporee is we're gonna have a youth staff. And so we're heavily recruiting senior youth that would like to come and learn how to run something in scouting like a Camporee. This is like real world. This isn't just practice. It's like you gotta make this thing run and make it go right. Okay. And so if anyone has these senior scouts, you know, they've made Eagle, they're sitting around, they've done this job, that job, and they don't have much else to do, then send them our way on the 17th over to scout office and see if we can't get a great youth staff to run this Camporee for us. Now, for those who really would like to go to this thing, there's some exciting things we're going to be doing. First off, it is based on looking back at what happened in early scouting and maybe some other eras as we come forward, but basically back to Brown Sea, like it says. All right. And there'll be an adventure trail for the kids to try some of the things that may have occurred then or learn some of the things. And maybe in the form of hopefully games and competition. So they don't get bored listening to some guy rattle off about how Baden Powell for 47 years or whatever it was. We're gonna have some cooking demonstrations in the afternoon, and then we're gonna have some cooking competitions. The senior patrol leader and scoutmaster, you know, those two, they come out and they don't get to do much. But they're not in a patrol, so they don't go around with a patrol. So there's going to be a senior patrol leader and scoutmaster cook-off.
Sorry.
One of them must have just bit the dust. I don't know. And
They're just so excited about this cook-off you're talking about.
what's that?
I said,
Yeah,
they're just so excited about the cook-off you're talking
either
about.
that or they just died. I don't know which one.
Hey.
So anyway,
Somebody wasn't muted when they logged in.
that night for dinner, all the troops are gonna cook their dinner, whatever it is, and they're gonna bring it up. We're gonna have a big smorgasbord. But we're also gonna judge all the dinners and all the food and see who cooked the best. Or it might even be who presented it the best. A lot of times, you know, they like to take beans out of a can or something. Maybe they need to dress it up a little bit, you know, put some flowers around it. But, you know, but we'll see who can put it out on a good show and make sure it looks very appetizing and so forth. And the big one at night, the campfire is going to be a Bayside's Got Talent. We have lots of boys in troops and packs and Sea Scouts and adventurers who are very talented people, but we don't really know who they are. And so I think it's time for us to bring them forward, and hopefully the troop will get behind them and make sure they practice well. The troop could decide they want to put something on, and that's fine too, as long as it doesn't digress into a campfire skit. It's got to be something better than that. If it's going to be something arranged, you know, maybe they all do break dancing or something, or whatever they want to do, but they put something on that's really good. Okay, and then after all that occurs, what you do is you go back to your site and you wash everything up, and you pack it all away. Because in the morning, we're gonna have a camp-wide pancake breakfast. And all you have to do in the morning is get up, maybe wake the scouts up, bring them down, have a big breakfast. We'll have a church service, and then we'll have a award ceremony, and then we'll all go home. So it's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be in Camp Lyons. I thought it was gonna be in Kiwanis, but they shifted us over to Camp Lyons. So we've got better camp now and better things. I'm not sure about water. I can't remember when they turn it on at camp.
Should be on.
I've got to look into that and maybe warn people whether the water's on or not. I can't remember the date.
Well, if we're gonna be there, we can always talk to you, to make sure that the water is.
Well, there are places you can get water they leave on. You're right. The dining hall is one of them, but after the last freeze is when they turn it on. I don't know what date that is. I can't remember. The water may be on, the water may not be.
Sometimes it can be in April.
Yeah.
Been out there in April.
Right. Sometimes it can be in May, but.
We can work with Evan and make sure,
Okay.
let them know where we're gonna be and make sure that they.
All right, anybody got any questions? No? All right.
I do have a quick add-on, if I may, and that is Jeff has been doing camporees for us for a number of years. He's been a big runner on this, and I really appreciate the work you've been doing all these years, Jeff, and I'm glad you're coming back and helping us do this one. We need you to step up. We need you to step up and help out. So this meeting on the 17th, not just for use, but if you are at all interested in what it takes to put a camporee on, please come to this meeting. It's not as hard as you may think it is, but you need to be exposed to it. And it's just a matter of being organized and knowing what the pieces are to put it all together. So if you would, please, and pass it around, other young leaders who are here now. And I'm going to be calling out to some other young leaders who are not here tonight, surprisingly enough, but we'll be calling around. But please consider coming out and giving a hand, because we need to get these camporees back up and running. And it can't just be Jeff all the time. It can't just be me all the time. It's got to be you, all of us.
Didn't I tell you I was gonna retire next week?
And that's in my word for the moment. So.
Very good. That'll be fun. Look forward to it.
All right. I'm gonna make a pin here. And next slide. And let me slide you over, Tracy, so you can come in and.
Tracy.
There you are. Let's get you.
Hello, everyone.
Hey.
I thank you for letting me speak tonight about scouting for food. Our scouting for food signups have already started, and you can go to tidewaterbsa.com and link to the Scouting for Food page and sign up your units to participate. This year, it's going to be February 4th and 5th is the drop off for the door hangers. And then on February 11th, we're going to have the truck at the Scout Center, so you can drop off donations if you're choosing to donate to the local food pantry. If you're gonna donate to your pantry at the Scout level or your charter organizations, you don't have to donate to the truck. But we do need to get your report, and the reports and the door hangers and everything that we need from the units is also on the website. So we're hoping for a great participation. And that's all I have.
Anybody have any questions?
Let's see. Is there a goal for this year, Tracy? Got a goal
Last
for,
year, we did about 13,000 pounds of food. So it'd be nice to top that if we can. 15,000, I didn't set a limit. I'm sure the food bank will take whatever the scouts can deliver, but we do have a major impact in the community right now. And we know that the demands on the food pantries right now is great in all communities because of inflation and the cost of food.
all right, questions?
Is there anything else?
Well, thank you, dear. Sure appreciate it. Thank you for doing that.
All right,
Thank you,
thank
Tracy.
you all for your help. Bayside's been very, very good to the Scouting for Food program, so I look forward to working with you. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thanks. Say hi to John.
I will.
Good night. I like their graphics. They got some great graphics on this. I thought this was oars at first. It's like, why do they have oars? Oh, paddles. Oh, no, that's a fork and spoon. Duh. So anyway. Graphics. Next slide here.
Moving on.
Winter sports safety. Okay. So it's, we had a few weeks when it was really cold and it hasn't snowed yet, which is kind of surprising, but it's been pretty mild. So, yeah, February. So, just read through that. I mean, potential dangers of any winter sport. Okay, so they're really stressing appropriate personal protective equipment, helmets for sledding, snowboarding, and skiing. So where can you go sledding around here now that Mount Trashmore is closed? Can you go?
You can't.
Can't. Yeah, it's
Uh,
pretty limited.
The one thing that they put out for Virginia Beach is not safe.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I grew up in Idaho, and so, up above Boise, there's all these big hills, and they're great sledding hills. So you go way up there, the problem was there's barbed wire fences at the bottom. Yeah. So- That separated the men from the boys. That's where I got that scar on my back. So,
One type of sled, you take the shield pipe and hold in front of you.
right, so if you're wearing personal protective equipment, make sure that it fits each person properly. Yeah, like Mount Trashmore is closed, there's not really any good sledding hills, okay, so. But, like we talked about last month, hypothermia, layer it up. If it's raining, just put that rain slicker on the outside. Don't let all those layers get soaked, because it takes a long time to get some of those kids heated back. All right, any questions on winter sports? Okay. Next slide. And so we got lots of training coming up, and you can see that on the back there. We got tons of training, okay? I just want to put it on the front there, that suicide crisis hotline, the 988. I was just reading today in the New York Times, they are swamped with calls. Unbelievable the number of calls they're getting. They've had to add lots of regional hotlines, and they've also added several Spanish speaking hotline centers to accommodate all the calls. So, a lot of the scouts are struggling. I mean, these guys are back in school. Some kids are doing really well, some not so very.
You're also having a couple kids who've heard about what happened in Newport News recently, and they're having issues as well.
Yeah. The little copycat thing, or?
No, the 6-year-old who opened the fire.
Right.
And a lot of other kids, they're not so much suicide for themselves, but they're worried about in general.
Sure. Yeah, I don't blame them. Yeah. Yeah. So,
First grader.
yeah. I mean, the state's trying to figure out how to prosecute this kid or his parents, got to sort through that. So yeah, there's a ton of training coming up. So let me just go right into that on the next slide here. So the main one, of course, is University of Scouting. Would anybody like to talk University of Scouting? Go ahead.
For the catalog, I don't know if they've actually put it in yet or not, but they're supposed to be putting in the boating course, which is gonna be provided by the U.S. Power Squadron. And the Power and Sail Squadron in Virginia Beach is gonna be putting on the course. All they're asking for is a minimum of 5 students in the class for youth to be 14 and older. And that youth could be Scout, BSA, Sea Scout, Venturer, whatever, 14 and up. The course is normally $50. I got them down to $35, which includes the student handbook for the course, and it's a hard copy. The newest version, 2022 version of the ABC course, which is basic boating course, but this is a course for certification for any insurance requirements or Coast Guard requirements to be out there on the water operating a boat. So you get the manual, you get a certificate, 8x11 certificate, and you get a pocket certificate, which when I took the course, they laminated it so you could have it on board when you go out on the boat, you know what I'm saying? So $35 is not a bad deal. I checked online with several other power squadrons, and $50 was the cost of the course. So I got them at 35. So
You are up on the catalog now? We'll double check. So it's 35 addition to the University of Scotland.
right, fee. But for $35 is not bad.
Yep.
Uh,
Okay, and then there's this handout.
yeah.
So everybody's got this, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so there's a ton of training. So if you got any adults that are the least bit interested, have them go for at least a couple hours or all day, you know.
There's also a youth day, single day camp
Yeah.
for up to the careers, as well as programs for scouts in the troops. The tin chief training, the start of the ILS training, and a bunch of other trainings that they can have for your youth. This isn't just aimed at the adults anymore. It is all of scouting, getting the trainings and classes that they can use.
Also, for anybody wanting to join the boating force, get some of the adults in your unit to register, take the course. Merit badge counselors for small boat sailing, motorboating. If you happen to be a unit that promotes your own merit badge counselors, ideal. But it's for any adult, whether you're a scouter, venture leader, Sea Scout officer, whatever. So,
Then Shirley Driscoll's running the Sasquatch expedition breakout room. And she's running multiple sessions on that. That'll really be fun. And she's actually got a class there on how to set up your own breakout room. So the escape room. So I think that'll be fun. She has a lot of fun with that. So I've got I've got about 50 flyers. Does anybody want, take a handful when you leave, okay? Hand them out to all your adults, please. So even if they're not registered for, scouting, at least put them in the van and take them out there at the Hickory Middle School. Any questions on University Scouting? Okay, it's a fun day. It is. We'll have breakfast and lunch. And then, if you want
All
to
day
do,
coffee.
huh?
And coffee available. all
Yes,
day.
coffee all day. Full immersion, wood badge. Would anybody like to talk wood badge? Okay, so Matt Hipsters is right now, where'd you say he was? Where's Matt right now?
Matt is at the Region 15 National Conference, which is all of our council, the next step up from the council is the region, and he is at the conference in Greensboro.
Nice.
There is no region.
region or no more now.
Territory.
Territory, yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. He's getting all trained up. He's got a good staff and it's gonna be a lot of fun. Save the antelopes. All right.
Always save me.
Yes.
What do we got here?
Okay, required training. We can't just say this every month. Be sure and take your YPT now and not in December when the network broke, right? Yeah, just keep everybody up to date every year. Now would be a good time to take it for the whole year. Get it. So, all right.
And always double check on your hazardous weather. In fact, now's a good time to take hazardous weather and prep for the next summer, for the next, next camping season. It's good. It's not a bad idea. Go ahead. Take it
Or
now.
if you do any winter camping.
So, there we go. Okay.
Okay, lots of stuff going on at Pipsco as always. This weekend, winter camp. Anybody going? Tell me. Tell me more.
Oh,
You ready?
sure. Hey, so, winter camp is full. Just some keys if you're thinking about, winter camp, registration is in October. It took about, I want to say like 13 minutes for it to fill up before everything was sold out. So you gotta really be prepared 10 o'clock on Monday morning to go in and get those seats registered.
Yep.
And then, I've got 20 scouts going this weekend. They're all excited for the 26-degree Saturday morning temperatures.
Yeah.
So, but no snow in the forecast.
Yep. Be fun. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, give us a recap next month. when you come back. We got Klondike Derby, Cub Scout Family Camping Weekend there, that last week in April. I'm looking forward to that. Got Guns and Grillin'. Has that filled up yet? If it hasn't,
I think it is.
yeah, be sure and register for all this stuff early, because it really fills up. Aquafest is a blast. And then the Guns and Grillin' 2.0. So lots of stuff always going on at PepsiCo. All right, next one. National Scout Jamboree. Okay. Coming up at the summit. Jeff, you want to talk that, or what's your preference?
Do I have to?
No? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
We are sending at least one troop of youth, male, and half a troop of females, and hopefully a crew of Sea Scouts Ventures, whoever are gonna sign up there. We're up to about 100 and so. We have one troop full of males and half troop almost full of females right now.
Good.
So we're doing well. They're doing a little bit more recruiting. Yes, the price is up a little bit, but it is well worth it if you've never been to a jamboree. It's just fantastic for the kids and for the adults. The adults don't really get to do the games and that, but there's lots of exhibits. There's lots of other things to see. The nightly shows are very dynamic, and they have some named entertainers from National come in, and people like that who come and do those things. And maybe even a president might be there. Because they normally come all the time, but I know one president won't be invited back. So if you really want your kids to go or something, you need to get them registered now, so we know how many we've got going. There is a group under Karen Algier that is heading it up and is putting everything together, and they're working very hard on it to try and get everything right for the kids. The kids will have a training in the spring, first weekend of May, and they will go and camp like they will at the camper at the jamboree, and they'll probably even cook like they do at the jamboree. We've got a resource that can bring some stuff in for us. So I think it's all going to be very exciting. It's for a youth, it's normally a once in a lifetime opportunity. Sometimes they're lucky enough in their age that they can get there a second time as a youth, but that's a very rare occurrence.
Yeah.
They have lowered the age a little bit, so maybe more of them can get there twice. But the best thing to do is go with a unit. And now we're allowed to have a few more adults than we were in the past. They have opened it up to a little bit more adults in the unit if some others want to go with their kids, which is a great thing to do, go with your own kid. And do things like that. So there's so much to talk about that I could stand here for a long time and tell you all the exhibits and everything else, but you just need to know that there's lots of them and they're very high class, and there's big name companies that come in, and everybody else comes in and does a lot of big exhibits, and they have a lot of stuff built right there on the summit. They have some of the biggest zip lines in the United States that the kids get to ride. And they have other places where they do great games. If you do plan on, and you can go up and visit for a day, it's about a 5-hour drive from here, 4-hour. But what you need to be prepared for is a lot of walking. Okay. There's not many buses running around for people coming to see it, but there's lots of walking if you want to see some of the jamborees. So get a good pair of walking shoes and go up with your son, take your Weeblos for the day, or do whatever you want to do and go up and see what the excitement's all about.
Thanks, Jeff. So I just want to remind you, that's that last week in July and the first week in August in Virginia. That's the hottest week of the year. And then at the end of that week, it always rains and there's a gigantic windstorm. And it's happened every year I've been at the jamboree.
Yeah.
So, so that first week, it's just stinking hot, excruciating. And then that second week, there's a big windstorm and then comes in and blows down all the billboards and stuff, but kind of got to be ready for the big change of weather there that week. Okay. We would like to have you join the Roundtable staff, or at least if you want to do some presentations on places you went camping or something like that. Let us know if you're interested, okay? Yep. All right, next slide. Okay, cubby and walking stick. Where's the cubby? Da, da, da. Cubby's right here. Come on up. Stay right there.
So we,
That spot right here. See that spot?
went out of town, left Cubby in charge over the holiday weekend. And all he asked for were some mittens because he heard it was gonna be cold. When I came home, the house had no problems, so the mittens were well worth the investment. But man, it was cold and he did great. Nope,
Excellent.
he's not gonna cooperate. Yep. He worked hard and he's ready for a nap.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Ralph, you call it.
Well, we got 364 online. I got 2 of them from there. I got 2 24s here. I got. You know what? So 24 just had it not too long ago. I'm gonna say let's, as we've done before, let's our newest.
Thank you.
Just add something to them. Don't spray paint them gold or anything.
Yeah.
You know, don't.
Okay.
And this will guarantee you come back next month.
Yeah. You have to bring it back. Please bring it back. All right, Greg, what do we got here?
Okay, for the walking stick, troop 481 added a compass.
Excellent.
If you teach a young scout the oath, law, and outdoor code, he will always go in the right direction.
Oh, excellent. Thank you so much. It's a silver compass. It's a nice compass. I'll call it.
Let's see here. I see group 5. I see yeah. I think it's group 5. Thank you. All right, since we haven't seen group 5 here in a while.
Gotta bring it back though next month.
With something added.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, don't skip, because, you know, people are fighting for this thing, man. All right. So brag time. I know you guys done some cool stuff last couple of months. Anything big over the holidays? Anybody go anywhere?
All right.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'll talk.
Okay.
So Troop 67, and Troop 5067, helped out with Bay Lake County Methodist Church. They did one through shelter, for Virginia Beach, and the scouts had some mixed emotions, but once they all got there, they cooked chili for all of the guests that were there in the church that night, and fed them. It was a real good, way to reach out and help those in our community that need that extra help during the winter, and the scouts got a lot out of it. So you got that opportunity, definitely step into that with the troops.
You said they were reluctant at first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing, you know, they don't want to put the phone down, I don't want to go camping, I don't want to do this community service, I'm reluctant, but then when they get there, when they get to camp, or they get to community service, hey, they're having a good time.
Yeah.
And it's making a big difference, right? Yep. You gotta break them away from the phone.
Yep.
Anybody else? Are you guys? Great, you guys go anywhere?
No, we took a break during Christmas and New Year's,
Okay.
and this coming Thursday, I'm gonna be awarding the troops 154th Eagle Award.
Wow.
So we'll probably have a lot.
Yeah, I know the Cub Scouts, working busy on Pinewood Derby cars. I know Pack 62's cutting and carving theirs. They cut them last week, and now they're gonna spray paint them this week, so looking forward to that.
Still an opportunity to cut them.
Yep. Is there? Good.
There is.
Good. Yeah, good stuff. Lots of fun. Anybody else? I know you guys have done some cool stuff. Okay. Okay, Ralph.
All right. So yes, as alluded to earlier, find the spot. We are still wrapping up a few recharters, but thank you this year. We are so far ahead where we were last year at this time. I'm greatly relieved. So it's a really great thing. I just got a couple of units I need to catch up with and get those taken care of. As we come into the new year, once again, you know, if you have leaders who look like they're excelling, but maybe getting a little bit tired of being maybe an assistant scoutmaster, maybe getting tired of being the den leader or something like that, send them my way, because I can turn them into commissioners. What I always like to say about commissioners is that when you're commissioning, you kind of get to call your own hours. The goal is you meet with your unit at least every other month. And then and if they need more help, then you meet with them more often, but more often than not, it's just check in, make sure things are going well, be available to answer questions. We're there to be a friend of the unit. We're not there to tell you what you're supposed to be doing. Okay, it's a very important distinction. We're just there to help. We're not there to tell you how to do it. So if you have folks who are willing to think that you think might be good at doing that, please send them my way. Send the word, even send their information my way, and I'll give them a call and chat with them about it. But thank you, I appreciate it. Thank you all for everything you all are doing for scouting. I'm sorry I'm not to be in uniform today. I leave the house at 7 o'clock in the morning to head over to school, and all this stuff gets loaded in the car, and the uniform was sitting right there ready to go. And apparently that's the one thing I didn't remember to put in the car this morning. So it's still sitting on the back of the chair where I left it this morning as I was getting ready to go. So, oh well. But thank you for being here today. Thank you for everything you're doing. Thank you all who are online. If you've not told me what unit you're representing, please let me know. All right, just put it in the chat line for me. Thank you very much. All right, and that's all I got for today.
Thanks. Any questions for Ralph? Okay. So we had someone get a promotion here. Matt's not available tonight. His wife is really pregnant, so please.
That's not why he's not here. They're down in Greensboro having a seminar of some point.
His wife is really pregnant, so please lift her up in your prayers if you would.
Exactly. Yes, please do.
Yep. And then one of our, somebody got a promotion, Mr. Jim. Come on, don't be shy.
Yeah. This is the one where you come to the front of the room, sir.
I just. See that spot right there?
That spot, X marks the spot.
I'm
I'm Eagle Scott, Order of the Arrow, Vigil. And I did 28 years in the Navy, retired.
Here.
So there is life after the Navy. I worked for 16 years over at Newport News building aircraft carriers. So I was driving them before, now I was building them. I made 2 trips to Philmont as a scout, and that was my big adventure. I do have a special presentation for Eagle Scouts, and it involves a story about Chief Guy Asuda and George Washington. I won't go into that. If you have some Eagle Scouts and you want to make a special presentation, I'll be glad to help you out with that. So the only other thing I want to do is, does everybody get an email from Aaron on scouting? You get to see that? Well, one of the last things I read was kind of caught my eye was it talked about passive recruiting. What's passive recruiting? Well, that's when a troop goes out and volunteers. And there's a lot of things that was in the slideshow that gives you an opportunity to recruit, and I think that's how your son got involved with. It was a passive effort, and if there's community events, flag ceremonies are good. We do a flag ceremony at local Boston. Is there Boston, what do they call that? It's the restaurant, the Boston Market, whatever it is. So we do a flag raising there, and then do things on Martin Luther King Day. Flag Day was June 14th. When you're doing your food drives, you're collecting your food. Encourage the scouts to be out there in uniform, and is there any community service you can do, particularly for the churches, like cleaning up leaves, pulling weeds. And one of the things is that they mention is be prepared if you have your scouts out there. There may be some local boys, girls that are interested in it. Have a handout and pass that on. It's don't be pushy, just be available. But I think it's sort of like active recruiting is one thing, but passive recruiting is probably a lot better, a lot more successful. And once you're out there recruiting, it happens naturally.
Thanks, Jim. Yes, sir. Thanks for stepping up. I really appreciate it. And Jim got a promotion. He was vice chair and then for how many months? 2 months, yeah. On the job training, love it. Moving right up. Good stuff. Okay, gear grab, Gray, so last month we hit a gold mine, man. We got a lot of cool stuff last month. And then it's kind of snowballed here because people seem to be cleaning out their attics and garages, which is a great thing.
Vic, there's a story with this woman and her husband passed away and he was a 1950s scout. So she asked me to bring this, and there's a songbook in here, some other things, den leader, an old den leader book, but she asked me to keep it in scouting. So I want to put it up here, and anybody like to grab some history, and I guess if not, maybe we could take it to the PepsiCo Museum.
Yeah.
But I'll lay it out and please, if something interests you.
Yeah.
Here's a 1962 scouting magazine, my age. So, and a flag. It's just some things that she asked if we could to keep it in scouting, which I thought was really nice.
Yeah, look at that.
Mind the pizza man.
Oh, sorry. So we've got an Eagle Scout patch and his registration card. He went to the National Jamboree at Fort Collins. This is really cool. We should put this in the, we should probably put that in the museum.
Yes.
All right. Got some good stuff. Okay. Nice flag. Thanks, Graham.
Yeah.
Very nice. Anybody else got any gears? Okay. So remember what Jim said about passive recruiting, right? So that's the old trick at the cub level. Could you bring cookies? Yeah, I could bring cookies. Good, good, good. Keep coming. Yeah. Or we always say, yes.
National mandate, we're not supposed to use that anymore.
What's that?
We're not supposed to be using the Oreo recruitment anymore, as an example.
But anyway.
Really not.
Yeah. So subtle techniques. As we used to say in the troop, he who pulls the troop trailer will be scoutmaster. It's true. He who pulls the troop trailer will eventually be scoutmaster. You watch it. Yep. If they're that involved, pretty soon they're gonna step up. I've seen it happen 3 times already.
A University of Scouting is having it, how to
Back the trailer.
back a trailer, yeah, one of their glasses.
Yep. Good stuff. Any other verbal declarations?
2, actually. 1, if you would please, when you have a chance, come back over and put down your unit numbers so we can get you accurately listed. I don't have to guess it who you are or look you back up if I don't remember exactly. So just write your unit on there. And the second one is I thought you were going to say something about it. We still need people to step up for committee. So, you know.
Good stuff.
All right.
Okay. So on the breakouts.
Hey, wait, Nick.
Yes, go ahead.
Oh, yes, back there.
Alright,
Amy.
I am the Bayside Day Camp Director. So I'm gonna start now. I need staff members. We're having our location, we're hopefully nailing it down in the next month. We're still working on that. But staff, I can't run it without staff. So if you're interested. Oh, I am, I want to help. Information to me would be great. I need staff. That's my.
That's it. Good. What's the theme this year, do you know?
Oh, off to the races. We're doing multiple race stuff.
Cool.
And it's the week of June 19th.
You'll be doing a regatta regatta there.
We're still planning. That has been one of our top things we're talking about. We are gonna do boxcar races with the kids. I'm already collecting boxes.
Love that stuff. Sweet. Good. Thank you for doing that. I know that's a lot of work. That's a busy week. Okay, breakouts. So on the Cub side, we're gonna talk Pinewood Derby. And on the Scouts BSA side, we're gonna talk special needs and you can run that in. So which room do you want?
I'll take the Cub Scouts because
Okay.
Bashi's not here, so,
Okay,
yeah,
so let's
And
just
this
take
is-
a few minutes.
right, yeah, exactly, right.
Take a few
So-
minutes. Grab the rest of the pizza.
All right.
Cups over there.
And for those of you online, I'll open up the breakout rooms in just a moment. I just need to go log in the computer real quickly, and then there's just one breakout room. If you're going for Cub Scout, take the breakout room. If you want to do Scouts, just stay in the main room. Okay, it's that simple. So pause for just a few.